coach. I hate that word. A combination of words, I really do. I don't know if you consider, I hope you don't consider yourself a swing coach. I don't consider you a swing coach. Far beyond that, I consider you much more than that. I think it cheapens the term hitting coach, swing coach, because again, with the hitting coach, we've talked about this so many times on the Lab Epstein hitting podcast with Jake about there's the mental side to it, there's the emotional side to it, there's the human side to being a hitting coach and not just teaching mechanics. I was playing Topgolf actually last weekend, and I was talking with a friend who he was with me, and we've been friends for over a decade now. And he's not bad at golf, right? We're at that age. We're in our 30s at this point, right? And we may not look it for those watching on the YouTube side, but we are at that age where we play a little bit of golf. I swung a bat left-handed. I'm left-handed, but I swing a golf club right-handed. Anyway, so I'm playing golf and at Topgolf, and I'm hitting balls and you hit a good one and you feel your confidence, you feel great, but then when you hit a bad one, your confidence goes down, right? The very next one, you hit a horrible ball, and then next couple of swings, you're trying to get your confidence back up. So point being, when golf, they say, well, there's a swing coach in there and whatnot. They don't include the fact that those swing coaches are helping those golfers mentally get back to where they need to be. And a lot of time, of course, with hitting, I think, in my opinion, if you're off mentally as a hitter, it's going to affect your mechanics. So that's why it's very, very important, I think, to have that open dialogue, just as a hitting coach in general, to understand the human being and what makes them tick.
Yeah, listen, I've had some athletes that kill it in the cage, and I'm challenging them left and right, and they're doing great, and then they're not putting it together on the field. And I come to find out, it's like, well, you go watch, and they're so uptight when they play. They have all this performance anxiety. They are not comfortable with their teammates. They're not comfortable with the coach. Or just they went from a competitive travel ball to now showcase. And the fact that there's college coaches that they just saw on TV last week sitting behind them, that completely affects them. And again, nothing has changed about their talent. Their training was exactly where it needed to be. But gosh, that you're essentially just going to continuously rise and hit the ceiling of what your mental performance is capable of over and over again. So again, we could say all day, like, well, these are the top 10 important things about your swing. But if you don't have this stuff in check, or if you're not having the resources intact to check in with your athletes and figure out what that dialogue is before it gets too late, before they're in a really bad hole and now it takes a couple of weeks to get out of, then we're doing a disservice to our athlete, I think.